I'm gonna need some Alcohol Anonymous counseling for this young lady.
I don't need no counseling.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, you wicked and wild today. You know what? I don't like that hairstyle. It's changed your personality.
I just feel so free.
It's done something to you, and I just can't do it anymore.
It might be a brunch, though.
It's the brunch?
It might be the brunch.
I'm going to need you not to eat that brunch no more.
Go start.
Welcome to another episode of Diva.
We in there.
Oh my God, help us. I'm your host, Marcia Mignot, and with me is my co-diva.
Zayna's in the house.
And I will never start an episode without saying, Smith.
Oh gosh. I'm just gonna let her have it. I can see.
We are not responsible about the things we're going to say.
And I'm sick of crybabies. That's what you are.
You sure?
All day.
Whiny
Babies.
We do
Cry
not.
me a river.
Oh my God!
I just have to throw that in there.
We do not own the rights to any of the topics we're going to talk about.
Or are we responsible for your feelings?
So cry them a river.
I think I already said that.
You
right?
told him to build a bridge last time.
I did tell him that.
She said build a bridge and cry a river over it.
That is true.
So you have water for the boat.
Yes. And I know what I need to say. I do now believe in the things that I'm saying. You know what? I'm about to keep it 100 on this episode. No filters.
The worst lie you can tell is the one you tell yourself.
It's going to be no filters. No filters, no filters. You know, like no pictures, no pictures, no filters.
This
no filters.
show is for edutainment purposes
only.
only.
That is true.
So make sure that you check us out on the podcast. Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts.
Google Podcasts.
Google us.
And last but not least, Spotify.
And YouTube. We on YouTube. We in there.
Well, you know the YouTube video is coming out and we're pushing them every single week.
Yes.
So make sure you subscribe.
Hit that notification. Ding.
We still have a sponsor. Thank you, Lord.
Now you want to do it. You go with the finger.
HeyCurl.shop. Go to HeyCurl.shop. You are still getting your 10%. Your Diva 10 code still works. So you better hurry up before we take that Diva 10 code off.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose 10% on any items you purchase. Go to HeyCurl.shop and get your Diva code products.
Yes.
Now let's crank this show up. Sha'Carri Richardson.
Yes, girl.
Kudos to Sha'Carri.
Kudos to you.
All right, there's controversy regarding Sha'Carri.
Always.
Sha'Carri cannot run in the Olympics in Tokyo. And the reason is because she tested positive for marijuana. Now, let's get it clear. Marijuana is not a performance enhancement drug.
Are you saying it's not a drug that gives you superpowers?
It does not. So whatever speed she had before she smoked it, she had afterwards. Clocker. She'll be the same.
Is it? I thought marijuana made you a little bit slower.
That's what I thought it did.
So maybe if she wasn't smoking marijuana, she would have been faster.
Is that it?
Maybe.
Well, the controversy is surrounding by the fact that she tested positive and she cannot. What's your take on marijuana?
I mean, to each his own. I feel like, you know, I wish her the best.
You feel like you want to smoke?
I don't know. The last time I allegedly took some gummies, oh my gosh, it was crazy. I felt like I had like a prism on top of my head. And I was looking, and I had to call my homegirl, and I was on FaceTime, like, do you know how to contact my husband? And he was downstairs. I don't understand why I didn't scream out for him, but
help me, the gummies are getting me.
They were getting me. So I couldn't run under those circumstances, so I don't understand
what the controversy
why
is all
they
about.
Tripping. Like, let them run.
The diva says let her run.
Let her run.
It doesn't make you faster, and if that's what you're worried about.
It don't make you focus. Don't make you. Let's test for Adderall. Let's see how many people on that.
Girl, you know that wouldn't nobody be in that Olympics. It would have to be canceled. I'm sorry. We'll see you in the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Because there's too many people testing positive for that.
Yes.
I think it's all to do about nothing. That is my
Yeah.
diva opinion regarding that. I think that it's an antiquated rule. Marijuana is about to become legal. Even the feds is considering it.
Oh, I found a problem.
What's the problem?
I just want to know, why is it that you can't smoke marijuana, but you can be a man and run as a woman? Or, I think they have this guy who's weightlifting under being a woman, and he used to be a man.
So you can identify with female if you're a male and participate in the Olympics, but you can't identify with marijuana.
You sure can't. And I know you have to take some drugs to decrease your testosterone or whatever you have to do.
Well, that drug might not be on the list.
Exactly. But the point is that you're changing your body chemistry, which at the end of the day, we don't really know what affects that.
So that could make him faster?
I don't.
And it would be unfair. Make him stronger.
And
then he can be
because
all the
women are strong. So just because you give a woman, let me clear this up. He's a man, and now he wants to be a woman. So he's able to weight lift as a woman against women, and he has the record for the Olympics as a woman, but he didn't do very well as a man.
Okay, so if you can't beat the men, change your sex and
There
beat
you
the
go.
women.
And
Is that
that's
the
fair.
story?
But that's fair.
Okay. Well, hopefully that won't compete with marijuana. I think there's a lot of people saying that Sha'Carri would not have won against the Jamaicans anyway, and I think that is the wrong message.
Mm-hmm.
We are not divided, we are united. Jamaica
Yes.
has no issue with Sha'Carri because Sha'Carri is a black female, and we
Right.
support our people, and our people have our complexion, no matter where they were born. In fact, I think she has Jamaican heritage. So for anyone who has an issue with the fact that she can't run as fast as the Jamaican team, she's got Jamaican heritage. Nobody knows what's going to go on.
And stop being an agent for white supremacy. If you're black and you're saying it, shut the F up. But I'll just say, shut the F up, okay?
Yeah, don't do that.
We team black on black on black. It don't matter if they from Africa, they from Jamaica, if they're from Korea and you happen to be black, I don't care. When you're watching a movie, we want the black person to win. It doesn't matter what country they come from. Let's be united. Stop letting white supremacy get you all divided. America don't love you.
Yes, let's not divide. We're going to join because Sha'Carri...
Are you going to edit that? I see my producer face when I said America. I said I was unfiltered today.
Look,
What you gonna say?
Sha'Carri, Diva Court loves you.
Yes.
We don't have a problem with you testing positive for marijuana. What I find disingenuous is that this young lady's biological mother, passed away. And I don't care if her biological mother did not raise her or not. It's still a biological mother.
Facts.
It's her source to earth. Okay? And I think that for her, according to the reports, to have heard about the mother's death from a reporter, I think that was insensitive. I think somebody's trying to beat the news to her.
Yeah.
I think
Mess with her psyche.
Mess with her psyche. I
Yeah.
think that was wrong. I think it should have come from family, and maybe family tried to conceal it from her
Yeah.
in hopes not to affect how she performed because she was in qualifies and trying to qualify. And I just think it's horrible that she doesn't have the resources or the outlet or the help or the support to deal with that grief, and that nobody stepped in to say, hey, you know what? We know that she's grieving. Let's make sure she's okay. Do you need resources? What do you need? Because this is what we do. We not only test you, but we want to make sure you as an individual are whole. We're not just going to use you as a product or as a commodity. So I think the totality of the circumstance is just horrible. I think it's horrible for her to have found out that the mama died, because I think one of her responses was, I smoked the marijuana, I know the rules, and I did it, and I'm going to take responsibility responsibility for my conduct.
So
I'm with that.
She held herself accountable.
Hey, I don't have a problem with somebody being accountable. I have a problem with people being so judgmental.
Yeah.
Especially some of the people who are, judging her and oh, she knew the rules. And if you check these people's past or these people's history, you'll find out they were the ones that was addicted to marijuana before somebody helped them put it down. You know what I mean?
Meth.
Strong stuff. So don't sit
Crack.
in your seat of hypocrisy and want to
Heroin.
judge this young lady as to how she dealt with the grief of the passing of her biological
Adderall.
mother. She's not running. I hope you're happy now. You know what I mean? And I think it's going to make her a better person. I think she's going to learn from it. And I'm hoping that the support network around her is going to help her with dealing with this issue. But not running in Tokyo, trust me, she probably avoided COVID. Okay?
She's safe.
Naomi Osaka is rooting for her. And I agree with Naomi. Naomi's like, hey, let's root for her. Just like Naomi, remember?
Naomi,
yeah. Remember you rooted for Naomi? Remember your producer's trying to remind you.
What about
Because
that?
we rooted for Naomi.
Oh, I guess we rooting for her. Oh, I see how you tried to do that.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I put myself in it. Yes, I put myself in a box on that one.
You did. But let's get out the box.
No, I didn't. Let me say why I didn't put myself in a box. Because she's not representing. She's not representing us. She's representing a different country.
Let me help my diva out that box.
Oh.
Come here, girl. Come out the box.
I'm coming.
Let me take out.
When I say whoa, I mean whoa.
No, but I am. Oh no! If she was representing us,
She does represent us. She's
representing
we're not gonna divide.
Japan.
We're not
or
gonna divide.
I don't want to go through all the Asian countries.
Yes, please
whatever her mother's background is what she's representing.
Okay, let me help my listeners. There was a show that we
don't
discussed.
know what the episode is.
We can't find the episode, so look at all of it. Just watch every Diva Court episode. You will
Ever.
see where we discussed Naomi. Right?
Yes.
And my co-diva had the position that Naomi did not necessarily support the Black community because she ran for her Asian side.
Yes.
Her mother. Okay? So go watch the episode. You'll see our producer is trying to say if we're not dividing, how come in that show my co-diva was dividing?
And what I was saying is she divided herself. She was running for that side. So, if that's what she wants to do, she was running for that side. She was running from her Asian background.
I just took you out the box. Why are you climbing back in?
Because today I'm unfiltered. I got my hair braided and dread, and I'm feeling a little bit of the Jamaican support.
Is that what it
I want to smell like weed a little bit.
Oh my God.
Just playing just a little bit. I want to smell like cocoa butter, shea butter, almond oil,
I think my co-diva started drinking before the show started.
A little incense.
Is that what it is? You had one bottle before I'm not drinking to that.
I did go to brunch this morning.
Is that what the problem is?
But all I'm saying is that I don't have nothing against Naomi. I'm just saying she just didn't.
So let's not divide. Let's not divide.
She divided herself.
You just said let's not go to the white supremacy and
Black in Korea.
I said if you're Black in Korea.
But you have to represent Korea.
Not necessarily. You can represent where your African roots came from. You could just be stationed. Let me clarify. You know how Steve Nash, right, the basketball player, when he played and lived in America, but when it was Olympic time, he played for Canada. Or what's my other guy name that used to play for the Mavericks? Dirk. He did not play for the American team when he was playing in the Olympics for basketball. He played from wherever country he came from. So when I say Black in Korea, you can be Black in Korea and then play for Haiti or play for Africa or wherever your soul originated from. You can be. What I'm saying is that there are people who are Black and born in America, but they're descendant in home. Is that how that works?
I'm gonna take my diva out this box. Look.
Wait. How does the Olympics work? Do you have to be a native of the land, or can I just go represent whoever I want to go represent? How does that work?
You know what, Sha'Carri, we support you.
We support you, girl.
Drink to Sha'Carri.
Yes.
Drink to that.
I really don't know how the Olympics work. Like if I wanted to represent Africa,
Could you please take your sip?
Okay.
Look, this show is out of control.
The trademark is stupidity.
Went down the wrong tube.
I
do know Africa is not a country. It is a continent and it's one of the 7. Do you want me to run all 7 down? See, the producers is harassing me today, y'all. Y'all don't see it. I'm not going crazy.
15-year-old jailed for not doing homework. I'm not talking about Sha'Carri no more. We just ranted her, and I have to move on because my diva keep climbing back in the box, and it's getting real difficult to take her out. 15-year-old jailed
North America.
for not doing her homework.
South America.
I don't know why we at geography. We're supposed to be talking about the 15-year-old who was jailed
We're
for
gonna call
not
her
doing
Grace.
her homework. Grace did not get any grace or mercy. That is atrocious.
Yeah, it is.
But you know what the problem really is?
Her
the
mama.
story is, let me tell you.
Oh, okay.
Her mama.
Her mama's the problem. I'm unfiltered today, Marsha. It's her mama that's the problem.
Let me explain to my listeners what we're talking about.
Please do.
15-year-old Grace was having adolescent issues, and mother called the police regarding.
And that is why she's the problem, because she called the police on her child.
What's sad though is the mother didn't have anybody else to reach out to.
She could have called her sisters, her
Who said
homegirls.
She has sisters.
Well, she that's why she's the problem, because obviously she don't know how to run her life in a way to create friendships and bonds that help you raise these kids.
There's
it
social
takes a village.
responsibility at the school, and it's supposed to exist at the school.
Marsha, if
So
Dior
if
was
mom has an adolescent child that is giving her trouble, she should be able to reach out to social services or someone, even if she calls 911.
No.
911 should have been able to say, instead of coming and making her a convict, we're going to send you some social services. In fact, the juvenile court judge who incarcerated her for not doing her homework had the legal authority to have provided social services to her. Counseling sessions to investigate whether Grace had some other issues going on with her. You need a drink for that?
Yeah, because I'm coming for you.
Social services needed to be available to the mother so that the mother does not have to use law enforcement or 911 to say, I have an adolescent, this teenager is out of control, and I as a mother do not know what to do. Please help me. Mom made a cry for help. And that is sad that we live in a country that if you are African American or you are of color, that you cannot reach for help at 911. It's not a number that you call unless you need an ambulance. In fact, there are times when even if you need an ambulance because the person is having a mental health episode, you are still getting guns blazing. You are still at risk for the person who you're trying to get help for getting killed. And that's part of the systemic racism. Now, let me go there. Had this young 15-year-old been white, she would have gotten the services and the social services she needed. We would have said, oh, she has ADHD, attention hyperactivity disorder. Let's help this young lady.
Right.
Let's not criminalize her. And I'm going to put her in jail during a pandemic because this happened in August or October of 2020. And we put her... I want to know why the diva is drinking in the middle of my monologue. We're supposed to drink to that. She ain't supposed to drink through that. She look like
I'm
she
listening.
need. My diva look like she needs some social services. But I can't call
listening.
911.
Please
Because
don't.
she will get locked up.
All day.
All this drinking she in the middle.
But
of
that's
my
the
discussion.
point. You don't call 911 because you know I'm going to get locked up.
We don't know that.
We do
We
know
don't
that.
know. Mom
We do
does
know
not
that.
know what to do. The
Allah.
child is acting out. I don't know what to do. I call 911.
I'm not calling 911. You know who? If I can't deal with it, I'm calling my homegirls. I'm calling the relationships that I have created. I'm going to call you like, Marsha, Dior over here tripping. You need to come get her before I get her. And this is what we do as Black women. We build a social structure.
The village is gone. Your grandmother doesn't live with you.
I ain't calling grandmama.
Your
I'm calling
mom
my
doesn't
home. I'm
live
calling
with you.
Joy. I'm calling Naya. I'm calling Jasmine. I'm calling all the
Everybody is
home
not
girls.
living with you
But that's-
anymore. Your uncle is in Detroit. Your mother is in Florida. You live in Atlanta.
But you got friends.
We're divided.
Well,
and
then-
your friends are busy with their own families and their own stress and their own jobs. I mean, it takes a village.
It takes a village.
We don't have
My
a village
is
anymore. But
strong.
the villages, no.
But that's they
You're
fault.
fortunate enough to have a village. Remember, back then, everybody had one because we were pretty much in close proximity to each other.
Right.
Now we're no longer in close proximity to each other. And that's a problem for us, is that we don't have any resources. And the government, and I'm not saying you go to government for everything. You understand? Because I know that mentality is out there. So don't comment on that.
Comment on it, because she said it. She
Troll
said
that way, okay? The troll queen is who you want to troll.
She in this piece.
But the problem you have is the resources that should be there to help this young lady. Instead of helping her, we criminalized her and we put her in baby jail.
I agree with all that you're talking about, but I honestly believe that it goes further than that. There's something that has happened between the birth of this child until the time that the mom called police that caused this trauma that turned into this phone call to the police officer, to where because right now there's no reason why I would ever call the police on my kid. And that's because of the relationship that I have created with this child. I know how to talk to this child, and I got 3 different ones that think completely different. So it's this bond that I have to create. And sometimes I don't even want to call my friends because I feel like I can handle it anyways. But sometimes if I get overwhelmed, then yeah, maybe. But there's something that has happened that maybe the mom turned a blind eye to. Why is this girl, she's reaching out for help.
That's my point.
Yeah.
So the system
Failed
failed
her. And
the
her mama
mother
failed her.
and the child.
And the mama failed
The
her.
system failed both of them.
Yeah.
And the
the
system
mama,
failed them
are
is
you gonna
because
say the
when,
mama failed her too?
I'm not going to say the mother failed her.
Okay.
I think the mother did the best she could with the information she had. Now, the mother is also probably a product of the system. And what I mean by that is, what was the mother's upbringing? Did the mother get trained on, this is how you deal with the children, this is how you deal with trauma? You want to look for things, what's going on with your child? She's making an outcry. Find out from her, has she been touched inappropriately? Find out from her if she's been exposed to any drugs. Try to get a counselor, get a therapist, you have a job, call your health insurance and say, hey, but mom probably never got the training.
Right.
Mom never got the resources either, because mom probably grew up in an environment where suck it up. Or her mom didn't know. Grandma probably didn't know either. Grandma was too busy trying to crawl her way out of racism. So if you look at the age group and you look at what was going on during that time, grandma probably didn't teach anything other than let's work hard and hope they don't come for us.
These are probably facts.
So that was my concern, is that the system, and then when it got to a judge who's supposed to be sitting in a situation where she can assess and say, hold on a second, has anybody found out from this child? Did anybody investigate?
The judge failed her.
Of course
Definitely
the judge failed her. And then
judge
when they
failed
filed
her,
a motion
the social
for
worker
appeal,
failed her.
what did the judge want to talk about? Oh, her mother needs to be safe. She can't be in the
Yes.
same environment with her mother. 45-minute rant from a judge instead of saying, hey, social worker, can you all go investigate, do a report for me? Even in family law
Well,
cases.
the judge was just, she
was embarrassed because she incarcerated the girl.
And
And
got
now she
in the
wanted to
news.
justify her actions.
Yeah.
It made the news, and people are doing free grace, campaigns, and she's embarrassed and wants to justify why
Right.
she missed the mark.
Right.
And instead of getting up and saying, you know what, I probably misjudged that one. I'm not
But
perfect.
she's already in her box.
Of course, but come
And
out your
there-
box.
there's-
Come out your box and be honest and say, I messed that one up.
When do you know a judge to do that? Have you met one?
No, I have not.
Okay, so there's that.
Well, I guess that maybe I need a drink.
Drink to that.
Look, you had already been doing all that drinking before I
No,
started.
that's because he had me went down the wrong way, and I was just I couldn't breathe. I had to clear it out.
That judge failed. She failed miserably.
Big deal.
Really, these producers is out of control today.
No, it's you that's out of control today.
No.
All that drinking during my monologue. but the system failed.
That
The
is true.
system is failing. It's failing people all across this country. It is failing students. It is failing teachers.
We shouldn't be going to jail for not doing our homework.
Come on now.
What statute is that under? Contempt?
None.
It's under
None.
contempt.
Because
Violation of parole.
It's the statute of unbridled authority.
Right.
That's what that unchecked power from a judge. You understand? Nobody looking behind her and saying, "Hey, what are you doing? We think it's inappropriate." Finally,
when these judges meet our Heavenly Father, boy.
they're gonna meet the judge of all judges.
There you
Let's
go.
hope you doing the right thing by these people, because with great power comes great
responsibility.
I want to talk about a letter to my white friends and colleagues by Stephen Rogers.
This is weak.
You think it's weak?
Yeah, it's weak.
The man is trying to tell y'all what to do now that George Floyd's neck is off of.
Again, all this fake ally stuff. People who really are empathetic don't need to be told what to do.
You think this man is capitalizing on the fact that
No,
white
no, no,
people
no,
are
no.
asking, what can we do to help?
I feel like if white people ask them, what can we do to help, then I think that's a front.
I don't think it's a front. I think there are actually white people out there that says, I don't know what to do. I've been raised in this whitewashed environment. I'm always on eggshells. I don't know what's appropriate with y'all, and I don't want to offend anybody. And I really,
But that's the point.
I don't want
We
to.
have to start offending people. Like, they need to offend us. We need to offend them. We need to just hash it out and just have a conversation. Everybody need to be offended. Stop. We tired of walking on eggshells.
No.
I should listen. If I can't say what I want to say, then you'll not know you'll just interpret the way you think I'm saying something. And I'm not
There's a
saying
difference, Diva. There's a difference. There's a difference between being candid and having tough conversations. But if somebody says to you, in this tough conversation, please hear me out. What would I do? What should I do? What can I do? We owe it to that individual that says, I want to change, but I don't know how. And I don't want to do the wrong thing. I want to change for the better, not for the worse. So I don't want to offend you. Please tell me what I can do to help get rid of systemic racism. And I think this author, Stephen Rogers, has some great ideas. One, he says,
that's a great idea.
invest 9.29% of your savings in a black bank.
Okay.
Ching! I'm with that.
Okay. See,
My
I told you the producer.
My producer
today.
said, pull up. What is that? That sound didn't say deposit your money. That
says
sound
what?
said, what?
That says we ain't doing that. That's exactly what's really going on.
9.29%.
Freudian slip? I think not.
He said the percentage is the same amount of minutes that Chauvin kneeled on Floyd's neck.
Right.
I love that number.
Can we just round
He
it
also
off to 10?
said, round it off to 10.
10%.
No. We need a reminder of how long that man's neck was on.
Okay.
So 9.29% of your income deposit, your savings into a black bank. Because black banks help black people, and they loan money to black people.
When I was listening to this interview, I thought he was going to say deposit 9.29% into someone's black bank account.
Find a black person,
Find a black person.
and deposit 9.29%. My code Diva just came up with something. I'm drinking that.
You like that one better? Immediate effect.
Hey, find my account. Deposit 9.29% of your gross income into this Black Diva's account. And that's
what I thought
how
he
you
was
make
gonna
change in the black community. I'm with that. Thank you for that recommendation. He also says that you are to take 9.29% of your gross income and invest in things that benefit black people. I'm with that. Invest in schools, because he says inequalities are happening. They're happening in schools. So find a black school and help that principal do some things to improve the education. Excuse me?
Nah.
Change the Martin Luther King Street. I got one. Change the name of Martin Luther King Street from the ghetto and take it up there to Buckhead and put it over there.
That works.
Put Martin Luther King in every state.
Our school systems are factories that perpetuate white supremacy. So I wouldn't say let's give the money to the school system per se, or to the
Well, hold
principal.
on now. I'm not just saying take a check over there and deposit it.
Okay.
I am saying you have to help manage it. You have to assist
Yeah.
them. So what you would do is you would introduce Black history, the real. Black history.
How about like more vocational things where Black students come out with skills that can help them with entrepreneurship?
I'm with that.
Yeah.
I'm with that. Teach them HVAC systems.
Yeah.
Teach them how to do shop. You remember shop? We used to do shop in our school. They got rid of shop. Used to build things.
Listen, I was listening to Dr. Umar, and that was one of the things that was done purposely to force Black students to go into college, to get into debt, to create another realm of white supremacy. It's a whole story.
Oh my God, that's a
Yeah,
conspiracy that I cannot buy.
Oh, it sounds good when you
If
listen
you
to
said
it.
we got rid of shop so they could work at the restaurant,
No, so they can, so that they
so they
still
can't
don't
be
have,
entrepreneurs.
they
If you
can't-
say they
right,
got
they
rid of
don't-
shop so they can't be entrepreneurs, then
entrepreneurs.
I'm like,
They can't come out and invest in themselves and have
right, because they can have a business. I
Right.
can open a wood shop and I can build chairs. I can have a
And have-
furniture store.
exactly.
And I can do that kind of stuff. Or I can become a mechanic and I can open my own mechanic shop.
Right.
So if you say it kills creativity as far as
Yes, that's what I'm
entrepreneurial
saying.
skills
Yes,
are,
that's
then
what
I'm
he
with
was
you
saying.
on that.
That's what he
But
was
if it's just a big old supremacy conspiracy,
No,
I
no.
don't know. I can't subscribe. But don't y'all not subscribe. You subscribe, subscribe.
We all over the place today, baby.
Hey, that's because you wicked and wild up in here doing all that
Yes.
drinking before
So we
we
gonna
got
drink to
started.
that.
No, we're not drinking anymore. Put your glass. Let me do like you did the other day. So, school system, you failed. 15-year-old Grace, Diva Court loves you. We hope that your experience and your trauma, you turn your trauma into triumph and that you grow from it.
I thought we
You
were talking about Steven.
Oh, is that what we Did I drink to that one time?
Should we just start this whole podcast over today?
Did I drink to that and change the subject? I'm sorry, Stephen. I just wanted to tie the 15-year-old back into the school system and the book. So find some white friends and colleagues
And put it in your bank account.
put them in my bank account.
Moving on.
Look at him. I'm just going to wonder if you can be transracial. I can be transracial.
Go for it. How you gonna be transracial?
I can put on my job application, I'm a white woman.
You'll get a call back. Until they like,
Hey, if a man can identify with being female,
Yeah.
then this sister can identify being a white female.
yes.
So every job application,
You all white.
every bank loan,
Is
every
that on
mortgage.
jobs applications? I thought that was no longer on job applications.
I thought it was still there. I thought they
No.
wanted to see.
It's still on there?
Yes, why? Guess why? Because the feds want to know that you're not discriminating. But what they're really using it for is to discriminate. Don't believe the hype.
It's not on housing. It's on housing applications too, isn't it?
Yes, because we want to make sure you're providing housing
See,
for people
white
of color.
supremacy.
No, we got to know where you are, so we cannot give you
I
anything.
know, because if you have apostrophe in your name like Sha'Carri or Sha'Carri, well, I don't know what her name is. I can't pronounce
Sha'Carri.
it. Sha'Carri.
Diva Court
Then they
loves you,
know who you
Sha'Carri,
are.
and we can
We
pronounce your
do.
name.
I don't know about pronouncing your name, but
We
we
can.
love you, girl.
An apostrophe does not surprise us because we're educated women. Sha'Carri.
Sha'Carri. Are
Yeah.
you sure it's not Sha'Carri?
Is that white supremacy I hear coming out of you?
No, that's just me.
You know
being
they
funny.
didn't want to pronounce Kamala properly.
Listen, that's
Okay?
not a black. That's not a
You know
black person's
Purdue.
name.
You know Purdue tried to call her Kamala, played with her name.
I
right?
understand that.
Okay.
That's just
So-
human nature. That's not, that's my speech impediment messing
I
up.
think it's-
Kamala,
Did she say
Kamala.
supremacy?
She was Kamala when she went to Howard, and
Is
now
it your
she's
speech
Kamala. Is she
impediment
Kamala
or
now?
your
What's her
speech
name?
supremacy? Because every now and then you have speech supremacy,
Is that what that
and
is?
I can hear it
It's a-
coming out.
You're an agent. Don't be an agent.
Don't be an agent,
Don't be an
like you always tell everybody else.
Don't be an agent.
Please don't be an agent. Transracial. Tell us
Yes.
the transracial story.
So, transracial is the ability to decide that you are going to be another race.
Did the person have surgery?
This person did have surgery.
So,
He wanted to be
what was his
Asian.
name?
Ali.
Ali.
Yeah.
So Ali wanted to be
Ali
Asian.
London. He wanted to be Asian. He speaks the language. He loves the culture. He's embedded in the culture, and he wanted to look more Asian. So what he did was have surgery to slant his eyes a little bit so he can look more Asian. And people have an
upset.
issue with this, and I am just.
I don't have an
appalled.
issue with it. If we're going to allow transgender, we should allow transracial.
Yes.
I think you can trans anything.
You know who I like? Trans Rachel. I like Rachel Dawson. Because you know what? When I seen that white woman threw away her white privilege, she got her a nice weave, she got a nice sew-in, maybe a couple of braids every once in a while. She might have stand in the sun, got her a little tan, you know.
Or she used some of Trump's oil.
She married her an African man, adopted African kids, joined the NAACP. She
was a president.
She
of
never
the NAACP.
took off her black face. She stayed in character.
That was brown face. Thank you very much
Light
for
skin
correction.
face. She was light
That was
skin
her
face.
brown face.
But she stayed in character.
But you know what?
And I
did-
respect that.
I don't even understand what the controversy was about her.
They
I
said,
didn't have
how
a
she
problem-
gonna be a black woman?
I didn't have a problem with her. I did not have a problem with her wanting to identify or saying I identify
The
with
liberals
black
went crazy. They
because
went
she's wasting
crazy.
perfectly good white skin.
Wasting
Is that
perfectly
it?
good. That's exactly what it is.
Don't
It's-
waste perfectly
that-
good white skin.
That's exactly.
And privilege.
That's exactly.
How dare you?
Why would you want to be a black woman? Out of all things, you could be a man, but you would want to be a black.
I like trans Rachel.
I like
trans
trans
Rachel.
Rachel.
We like you.
We
Diva
like you,
Court
trans
loves
Rachel.
You.
She's the first.
Yes.
The first that we know of.
know of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the other ones washed the face off after she got caught.
Well, the other one, I mean, and let me
Hey,
let
they
let
took
me
that
be,
makeup off. They
let
took
me
them
be
braids
clear.
out, and
let
they left.
me be clear. There is a difference between acting black. I know this is gonna sound
And
real
identifying
crazy,
with blacks?
and identifying with blacks.
There is a difference.
There is a
I'm
difference.
with you on that.
Because acting black is this code switch thing. You're in the black community, you want to say the N word, you want to do this, you want to do that, blah, blah, blah.
And then when you
feel
leave, they're like, "Hey, Bill."
hey, how you doing?
And then when you see me and you're with Bill, you're like, "Excuse me? Who are you?"
Who do I know?
Yeah, where do I know you from?
I don't know
You
you.
want to pretend like you don't know me.
Whereas
Turn it on, turn it off.
identifying as black, and when I say identifying, like you got to take on put on the whole armor
Of blackness.
of blackness. That means you have to be you got to be a black.
Got to
woman.
go through the struggles.
Yeah.
Okay? You cannot want our power and not want our problems.
Right. You have to, when someone sees you, they may need to see you as a biracial or light-skinned black.
Or want to discriminate against you.
And
automatically.
they have to want to discriminate. If they're not trying to
Automatically.
discriminate against you, you're not black.
Yeah, if you don't feel like the lady is saying, "Excuse me, can I help the customer behind you?"
You're not black. If you feel like they're not approving your application,
If you feel invisible, when you stand up at the counter waiting for an hour, and the person comes up and says, "Excuse me, could you get out the way?" so I
you
can
don't
help the
sleep with a
customer?"
satin scarf on your head.
Oh my God, no! I'm not going there because
Satin
I do not
pillowcase?
sleep.
Satin
with a
pillowcase.
No.
What?
No.
You gonna ruin your edges, girl. If you're not worried about your edges, you're not black.
Oh, is that it?
It's part of it.
The only edge I'm worried about is the edge of a knife. Okay. I don't want nobody.
You don't wait. You are worried. Everybody's worried.
I'm
We take
never-
you don't take your little gel and go like this on your edges.
No,
a little
ma'am.
bit?
No, ma'am.
You don't. Well, they slick today.
I'm not for that.
They slick today.
No, I'm not for that. Mousse is what I use.
Mousse, gel, edge control, whatever you want to call it.
Mousse
You
control.
slicking your edges down.
Mousse.
Mousse.
Yes.
If you slick your
Mousse.
edges down, you are black.
No, you don't have to slick your edges down to
have
be
to
black.
slick 'em?
No.
I mean, it's just a part of the scheme
Oh, okay.
of
Okay.
requirements.
It's a scheme, all right. Thank God it ain't a housing scheme.
if you ain't scheming, you ain't trying hard enough.
No. If you get in the line at the Starbucks and the person behind you is of another race, like white, and they don't look past you and try to service the other person, then you're not identifying black enough.
Yeah. You got one you want to throw in there?
Yes.
Okay.
I think the question is not what other people think of you, it's how they interpret themselves.
No, that don't work with that.
So, whoa, is
No.
the producer trying to say
I'm
it's not how he treats.
I'ma
He's
need-
treated.
It's not how he's treated.
It's how he.
No.
presents himself.
No.
That's what he's trying
No, you're not even. I mean, in my opinion, if I see you and I still see a man, you're not a woman.
But all right, if you look at him, I don't see a Korean man.
I don't know if that's his new face though.
All right, it doesn't matter if this is old face. I'm just trying to say.
But no, because he identifies as a it, them, they, Korean. That's what he said. His words, not mine.
Okay.
Quote.
Once again, that's how he identifies himself.
Right, so he's not necessarily a Korean man. He's a Korean it, they, them.
What I'm saying is.
Androgynous.
What I'm saying is.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Look, don't be mad at this diva,
That's not
because
what
this
androgyny
diva is going to be transracial on all money applications from here on out. This young man has taught me something.
I know, right?
He's taught me something. He said, be transracial on your money application.
Hey, I like
So
that.
when I'm asking for a loan,
And
I will be transracial. I will identify with the white woman.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, that's the point I'm trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
That as long as you feel like I identify with my European self, that's all it requires. It doesn't require for other people to acknowledge you.
Well, they don't have to acknowledge me as long as they give me the money.
Let me say this.
Look, approve my application.
Let me say this. In her situation, I understand. In his situation, in this culture, if you don't see them as what they think they are,
Yeah, you have a problem.
You have a problem.
That is true.
so it's not about
That
just
is true.
right. It's not about just how they identify. You have to say.
And let me tell
they,
you why.
they,
Let me
they,
tell
that,
you why
that.
Code Diva is correct, my
Thank you.
listeners.
Oh my gosh, let's drink to that. Woo,
No,
woo.
no, Code Diva has had
Not-
too much to drink. Put that down. This
Go ahead, girl. Tell them
this
what it
Code
is.
Diva is accurate because I've had situations where if you say he instead of she, because you don't identify that person as female,
Right.
it becomes a real problem.
Those
So
are
you
things
have
are
to
true.
be careful. And in fact, in the
Be very careful with the
Q,
letters you put in there.
XYZ,
Don't you?
all the letters y'all want.
Whatever you guys want.
Hey, if you don't say it the way, if you don't think,
I need her to speak very carefully, so we're gonna let her go ahead.
Matter of fact, let me talk to this camera right
Talk to him.
here. If you don't say it properly, like the difference between I'm not homosexual, I am heterosexual, or I'm not homosexual, I am bisexual, they require you to identify them by how they identify themselves.
That is true.
So don't get it twisted. When you are dealing with certain communities and certain cultures and certain people, whether transracial or transgender, you must be careful because it's not how they see themselves
It's
that's
how you need
important.
to see 'em.
It's how you need to see
And so
them.
I'm gonna look into this camera and say, well, if you want me to identify you the way you want me to identify you, then you better come correct. You better come with your wig snatched. Because if you look like a man, I'm sorry, my first, I'm gonna go with he. Because I don't know if I'm offending you or not, because I'm just going by he. Now, if you try to tell me she, he, we, whatever you want to be called, that's fine. I'll try, but I can't promise you that when I hear your voice and it's very deep, I'm not going to call you he. I mean, that's just human nature.
So you say go all the way?
You better go all the way or go
Make it
home.
clear.
Make it clear. You gotta, like Rachel. Y'all need to take a note from Rachel. Rachel, she jumped in there. She got all in there.
She went transracial.
She went all the way. You couldn't tell until her mama, her mama and
Somebody
her family
outed
outed her out, and
That's
that was
shame.
just wrong.
Yeah, that is wrong. Your own family.
Shame, shame, shame.
Your
I don't
own
want to go to
family.
Mexico.
Not good at all. Not good at all.
These things are true.
But I'm with that. I say
Go all the way.
you can identify with whoever you want to identify
Yes.
with in these days.
I'm a white man.
This is-
starting today.
Are you a white man today?
Yes, ma'am. I want all the privilege that comes with
So hold on,
that.
hold on. Let me tell
When
you.
I say whoa, I mean whoa.
Can you take one strand of hair and wrap it around your head first?
Let me see what I can do.
Yeah, you
Come
gotta-
over.
Oh
I'm
my God.
a whole white man.
I'm sorry, listeners.
My
but,
pronouns is money, 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 money.
our co-diva today She will not go to brunch for the next episode. I promise y'all. I will make sure. This show has literally gotten out of control from me, and I'm trying to figure out what topic I'm supposed to be introducing for my listeners. I can't get it together because reining her in today is just not humanly possible.
I think this is great.
She is making it so difficult. But you know what? Let me tell you, reining her in is hard, and let me tell you what's going to be even harder. Reining Nick Cannon in.
And all them damn kids.
From them kids he wants to plant seeds to have around this globe. He says, I'm a bee, and I'm going to pollinate the earth while I'm still here. Nick Cannon, listeners, has come out and made a statement because there has been individuals that wanted to know why he was just going around having all these kids with all these different women. And
he had, what, 3 in 1 year?
4.
4.
4 in less than a year. Let's get that facts in it.
Less than a year.
4 in less than a year. Nick Cannon has had 4 children in less
These
than
women ain't even healed from either they C-sections or they
well,
stitches.
Well, it's 2 different women, so you can have them all. I mean, when you having babies with all these other women, you don't have to worry about healing.
I know, but before he done pollinated another one, she done had the baby, and she's still closing up.
Yeah, but he's moved on. He's pollinating something else.
He gone.
The story is this. Nick's response to people questioning, why are you pollinating the earth? That's irresponsible. Having all these kids with all these women. His response is, 'cause I can. Because I set out to make a plan. These women and I have an agreement, and these are not accidental babies. I didn't just go, oh my God, I slept with a woman and she said she's pregnant. I and the mother of the children have sat down and thought this through carefully and felt like the right thing to do is to bring children into this world, into what we used to call a broken home.
I see child support in your future.
He's
episode
just like
6.
Future. Check out episode 6. It's out of YouTube prison, honey. Go see it. Episode 6 is where we discuss Future and how child support was in his future because he had 8 baby mamas. Okay?
Nick Cannon working his way. He got 7.
Nick Cannon got 4.
4 baby mamas.
Yes. 7 children. 7 children.
But Future had 8 kids.
8 baby mamas.
With 8 baby mamas.
Future said 1 at a time, please.
When I say whoa, I mean whoa.
Just said one rider at a time.
These men folk I really don't think that they see the bigger picture.
No, how you gonna see the bigger picture when you need to see the small hole?
They don't. Like,
they see the small hole, like they don't see the bigger picture.
You got to understand that we women are very fickle creatures, and it's not a bad thing. It's that it's just when we feel a certain way. One day we be like, oh no, I'm cool, I'm chill. Then the next day,
so he planned the baby, but he didn't plan the relationship
he did not
with the
plan
mother.
The relationship.
Because how you plan that out, sir? The relationship is complicated.
It's complicated.
And when you do something and she's upset,
what if you spend more time with this child over here? What if this child's personality correlates more with yours, so you like spending more time with, so you done took this child over here, and then this child who likes to be with his mom a lot, but
never got to experience.
It's too much. I have to juggle my 3 girls and make sure they're not jealous of each other. Spend time here, spend time there, spend time here, spend time with all of them. Make sure they spend time with each other. It is too much, and it's 2 of us.
Well, he did do a statement in 2017 that he's got lupus, and lupus gives him the license to pollinate. Why use a condom when I have lupus? Do you know how many people have lupus? If everybody in this country who had that disorder decided, I'm just going to have as many kids as I can before I leave this earth.
What if somebody said, why use a condom when I have AIDS? I'm going to die anyways.
That would be sick.
Wouldn't that be like murder? Is that not the same thing?
That would be sick.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, death is death. You're going to die eventually.
You're going to die, but you're going to
They have drugs.
You're going to take other people with you.
They have drugs for that.
Why didn't you just use
Cancer. I guess I could have said cancer.
Yeah.
I did it for shock value.
And it had it. Because they're still shocked. So am I. Whew, she didn't want drinking, but she's about to take me to the...
But I'm saying, if you're not using protection, you can catch things and you can pass things.
Exactly. And in fact, Is that not a genetic disorder? Yes.
It is a genetic.
So you're passing.
Is it not, Mr. Producer, who keeps shaking his head?
It is a genetic. He got lupus from DNA. And he's going to have one of those 7 kids that he passed it on
I was about,
to.
you know what, quiet as it's kept, I thought you get lupus from ticks, but then I realized that's Lyme disease. I just wanted to say that out loud.
OMG. And my diva said it out loud.
Unfiltered. I'm just sharing y'all what my brain is going through today.
No more brunch.
The brunch was good, too.
No more
I'm
brunch.
not going to send them a shout out unless they sponsor us.
Don't send them a shout out, please.
No
don't.
shout out.
No more brunch. But I think Nick and the mother,
He needs to close his
assuming,
legs.
let me go legal on this. Assuming arguendo,
Okay.
he's telling the truth.
All right.
And he and the mother of these children did reach an agreement.
The mothers.
The mothers, I'm sorry, let's pluralize that. The mothers did reach an agreement that they were going to have all these children together in broken homes. Because I don't care if you're a millionaire, it's still a broken home.
Because it's not
The
together.
definition of a broken home
Give it
back
to
in
me.
the day, that would be yesterday, is no mother and father that resides permanently in that household.
Those
Okay?
things are facts.
So if you can access your dad, it's still a broken home because children that are in divorce homes are in a broken home.
These
And
things
they
are
still access their dads.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's not get it twisted. It is selfish. It is selfish both on the mother's part. It is selfish on Nick Cannon's part because these children can be affected by your relationship. No matter how you try to properly co-parent, it could still affect the children.
I got another one. What if he starts a relationship with one of the moms? And so now the other moms who all signed up for, we just having kids with you, who just went along to get along, is now like, your child lives with you and you're still not spending enough child. You know, it's just too many dynamics.
It's very complicated.
It's
very
too
complicated.
many. And
My message to our listeners, though, is
Mhm.
that your socioeconomic status does not alleviate the risk or the collateral damage that your children could suffer by you thinking, because I have a disorder that could cause me to pass away at a young age, I need to just go ahead and have as many children as I can so that I can leave the earth with as many children as I can. I don't agree with that. I can understand if he were married and he said, my wife and I are going to have as many children as we can humanly, possibly, physically, healthily deliver. And I'm doing it because I want a generation of children and we're going to do our best to raise them in the same environment. And I know there are people out there that disagree with me that says Nick Cannon is no different from Future. But I tell you what, child support is in his future. And we can close this episode.
We're closing.
And drink to that.
Mine's already gone.
Don't forget, every Wednesday, we push out another video episode for you on YouTube. Please look for our episodes every single Wednesday. Don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.
And make sure you check for us on
Spotify.
Google Podcasts,
Google us.
and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to comment. We want to hear from you.
Yes.
In fact, we've heard from some of you, and we want to thank you. We hope you see us loving you back. Make sure you tell us what subject you want us to talk about, because if it's in the news, it's edutainment.
And we will definitely, I was going to say discover it. Cover it.
Yeah, let's cover it, because she's still trying to discover it. That's your episode. And we will drink to that. Oh, she ain't got nothing to drink. Ain't that something?
Just pour some of yours in mine.
She's already
Pour some of yours in mine.
She gets none. Say you don't drink all your.
It's gone.
We got to drink to that.